pandemic and the sudden switch to online learning has been really hard for a lot of kids.
It's been particularly tough for children with special needs and those who live with autism. It hit at a very bad time for a young woman from Leominster who needs help navigating a life-changing transition.
What's so funny?
This is Ariana LeBlanc. To her family and friends, she's Anna, and she was thriving in her school, the Center for Applied Behavioral Instruction in Worcester.
The growth that she has been fantastic.
They are wonderful at CABI. They are very in tune with their students. They know what they're doing. They care for each one of them.
And for students like Anna, the switch to remote learning has been difficult.
She has been home since the beginning of March. It took her a month just to get used to the Zoom.
Josh Dufresne is the program director at the school, which works mostly with children who have an autism diagnosis. He says remote learning poses some unique challenges for his kids.
I think it impacts this population much more so than your typical developing neurotypical students.
Now Anna is facing an even more momentous change. This week, she turns 22 years old, and by law, she will age out of her school. Her family has found a new program for her, but because of the pandemic, her school is limited in how much it can help her with the transition.
Our hands are tied. We can do consultation and things like that, which we are setting up now.
But it's not nearly the level of support she'd get under typical circumstances. And there's a cap on how long the school can help her.
All I want is that she would have that chance to have the proper transition so she can be successful.
She's likely not alone. The Department of Education told WBZ that as of April 14th, there were 868 students with disabilities who were 21 years old and were enrolled in schools statewide. The department could not tell us how many are aging out during the pandemic.
I've just worked so hard her whole life in the schools to get her where she is. I would hate that this pandemic and the lack of resources for her would have her regress to a point that could be dramatic for her and the family.
What's so funny?
Anna's mother is hoping that state lawmakers will realize it's an issue and they'll step in. She's actually sent a letter to the governor. She's also started a GoFundMe page to try to help other families in a situation like this and has raised more than $1,000 in just a few days. And it appears under the governor's reopening plan that Anna's new program may open in phase 3, but her family is still trying to figure that out. And of course, there's no firm timeline on when we get to phase 3. It's supposed to be every 3 weeks that we go to a new phase.